All right, guys. So this is the Shift Social Sales Orientation. We've had a ton of people reaching out interested in working for us as closers or appointment centers. And so this is a way that we're going to be offering that. And it's basically going to be under a challenge. You know, we've got a lot of applicants. And so we're just going to start basically giving everybody the opportunity to come in and learn about our product, learn about our service, our guarantee in order to come in and set appointments for the Shift Social. And when you do, you're going to get paid per appointment you set. And then you're going to be able to graduate to a closer where you make a nice hefty commission on every deal that you close. And we're selling, you know, our package value continues to increase. Here's a little bit about the program. But if you want me to personally take you under my wing, teach you how to sell, give you an offer, leads to sell to, and do all the fulfillment on the back end so you don't have to deal with client requests, them canceling, them hitting you up in the middle of the night. So all you have to do is worry about closing deals, and you don't have to be, having your own agency and dealing with all the management of HR and all that stuff. This is the exact system. So who I am is I'm the CEO of a seven-figure ad agency called the Shift Social. Okay, we've been doing this for the last 5 years. I've been in the business for about 7. I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt competitor, so I'm always going to Jiu-Jitsu tournaments and training. That's like a big part of what I do. But I'm also a savage at generating results for clients due to the fact that I have so much results and so much success competing that it's like you have your business and you have your physical. I'm really big on thinking that everything plays together. So if you're taking care of yourself physically, you're going to be able to take care of yourself mentally and do what it takes to run a successful business or to be successful in business and any endeavor. So, we've generated over $10 million from our system for our clients. I've worked with over 470 clients, and we built from the ground up. So I didn't go to and get a marketing degree. I actually dropped out of college and started this thing from YouTube. Out of, I was staying at a friend's house, sleeping on his couch when I built this thing from the ground up. Working a day job and then building this up at night. And we started to have a lot of success during COVID 2020 when every business wanted to get online. And so we scaled this system where essentially we can get clients results and get businesses, local businesses, new clients super fast and super effectively through our social media advertising. So at first we grew organically. I would do it for people I knew, and they were getting such good case studies, they'd refer people. And then we started scaling with paid ads, and that's how we've managed to grow. So, what's up, admin, Matthias, and it looks like Jonathan Hatch just jumped in here too. So, what's up, Hatch? Good to have you guys. Thanks for jumping in. We are just kind of getting started here, going over this opportunity of what it looks like closing with the Shift Social and how it's going to be broken down. So here's the thing, guys. We all want more. We want more time with family, more free time, more disposable income, and to spend more time doing the things we love. But the problem is rent is due every single month, and it's so easy to fall into the paycheck to paycheck cycle and accept a job where we know that we could be doing more. I remember when I was in that exact same cycle, traveling once a year if I was lucky, not being able to afford a nice dinner dates, working all the time, yet feeling like I had nothing and I was building nothing at my 9 to 5. I've worked in restaurants, I've worked as a dishwasher, I've worked, in grocery stores, being a clerk. I've pretty much done it all before I started my online business. And luckily, this proven agency model that I've built over the past 5 years, the scale formula, is a system that has completely solved that for me and revolutionized my life. And not only mine, but hundreds of other businesses that I've worked with have literally been able to increase their business tremendously, which ends up helping them increase their life. So it's a system that focuses on changing and impacting the lives of others in order to impact and change my own life. I heard a quote that I really liked. I helped a man get to the top of a mountain, and I looked around, and I too was at the top of a mountain. Okay. So when you can help a business owner get from, 50K a month to 75K a month with digital ads, it's a bridge that they're busy running their business. They don't know how to do Google ads, Facebook ads, all that stuff. My team's already got that figured out. You guys don't even need to know how to do it. You just need to be confident that it works, and that's it. If you're super confident that it works, because I'll show you hundreds of case studies of this working for every different industry. Our main focus is car dealerships, but this works across the board. You can go out there and sell this, and you don't need to learn how to do Facebook ads. You don't need to learn how to onboard clients or any of that stuff. You're just going to be straight serving them, helping them, finding a fit, to a solution for their problem, helping them make a decision. And once they do, you're making a cut off the top of every transaction that you close with leads provided to you. So I'm going to reveal all those details to you guys in a minute, because first I need to explain why this works so well. So this is basically what I found is how to print money and how will help you become a savage appointment setter or closer to achieve your dreams. So, and any questions you guys have, just drop in the chat as we're going here, and we'll take some time to do some Q&A. But there's three parts of this, okay? So the first part is study. Once you study the formula that we have, I've got a study document for you that basically goes over our pitch, goes over our offer, the results we have, and what we can do. And you can just show us that you understand that material enough to call somebody. All you have to know is that we're good at what we do. We help car dealerships get more cars, and you just have to find people that want that. It doesn't have to, you don't really have to understand the whole product in order to start having these conversations. Okay. So once you learn how to sell, we're going to teach you how to sell, influence, and handle objections. I've got in the school community, I've got a ton of videos around this too, help you to gain product knowledge and industry insights about the dealership space, car dealerships, how they operate, how they think, things like that. And that way you can be able to have what it takes once you hit the phones to be successful. All right. So, um, you know, uh, with that, really, once you get that down, then we're going to turn you over to Set for Us. And just let me fill in some notes here. But the way that the setting works here is that you're going to get paid $100 per showed call that shows through your efforts. And these are going to be leads that both we provide and leads that you find for yourself. So $100 per showed call for inbound leads. So if I give you leads, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up an account for you guys where I assign you leads. And if I give you each 20 leads and, you're able to book appointments out of that, you're going to make $100 per showed call. If you go out and get your own leads, okay, it's going to be outbound lead gen calls showed. It's going to be 150 per outbound call. So if you go into Facebook or you go into Instagram, you DM a dealership and you get them to say that they're interested, you book them on my calendar, they say that they're interested and they show up, you're going to make $150 every single dealership that shows up like that. If they showed inbound lead showed, which is somebody that clicked on my ad, somebody that's in my database, a lead that I give you guys, it's $100 per showed and qualified. And qualified just means that they, one, can afford it, and two, they are actively looking for it or open to buying it. A lot of these guys will tell you if it works, they're looking to do it. Some guys will say they don't want to do anything. We're not going to waste our time with this. And the results of this, it's, I'm closing at least 1 to 2 dealerships every single week right now. And that's only because I have limitations on how many calls I could take. I have more leads than I can handle right now. Okay. So we're closing deals weekly from this with more leads than we can handle. Inbound leads. And that's not even tapped into outbound, which, if you guys are good at outbound, and you can get your own leads through, doesn't matter what source. I don't care if you're walking into dealerships, you're going to make more on those deals. So that's the setting portion. We're going to give you leads. Okay. So we will add you to our lead CRM system. It's a mobile app you download on your phone, and I'll assign you your own list of leads, and it'll be like 20 leads to start out with. And really, it's going to be like a competition for this. Whoever can produce the most appointments, obviously is going to be looked at for the next stage of this, which comes with like a base, or you go to a closer or a sales manager. Like I'm looking to really build this up because what we do is like so big. Car dealerships is a huge industry. There's so much money to be made for everybody in that industry, but you got to be constantly having conversations. You've got to be a savage. And it took me a long time to want to admit this, but you got to go and money isn't made. Okay, I've heard somebody say this before and it didn't make sense to me then, but it makes sense now. Money's not made. You have to go take money. All the money you want, somebody else already has, and you have to take it from them in exchange for the value. They want the value. They have the problem. We have the solution. We have to go and take it from them and give them what we have. And that's what we're going to be doing. This is going to be a sales blitz. So we're going to be working to put massive amounts of appointments on the calendar. I'm going to be closing. Right now, I'm closing at about 35%. And then after I know that you can put some appointments on the calendar, then we're going to graduate you to becoming a closer. And I'll talk about that on the next side. Before I move on, though, I want to know any questions that you guys have related to setting and things of that nature. You can either ask in the chat or you can just unmute yourself too.
See for the showed appointments, so it's obviously showing $100. So if the lead shows up and they don't close, do you still get the $100 as a setter?
Yeah. If I don't do a good job and they don't close, because the thing is they might come back and close in the future. If they're even if they tell me no, you're still going to get paid for that if they're qualified. And like if they are already spending online, meaning they're qualified and they said that they were looking for it and we don't close them for some reason, you're still going to make a flat. If they come in and they're like, oh, I'm only selling one car a month and I can only put $100 in advertising, then we're not gonna that doesn't qualify, so we wouldn't count that. So dealerships that qualify is dealers who are selling 15 plus cars a month. Basically is like the minimum requirement. If they're selling 15 cars a month, they're good. Or if not, if they are a rare case, they're selling 1 to 2 cars a month, but they can put 3,000 a month into marketing, we can still work with them or can invest at least. But yeah, you're only paid on the volume of the sets, because I know that if you're putting appointments on the calendar and they're showing and they're qualified guys, I'm going to be closing them and that's my responsibility, but that's how you guys are going to get paid. So, and another thing too is we're going to help train you on all of this stuff too. So I've got a whole breakdown of our script. I've got a Google Drive folder filled with my sales calls, me actually closing dealerships live. So and appointment setting too. So you're gonna get training from this, and we're also gonna do a couple of calls a week, early in the morning, where we can jump on that before we go out and hit the phones, and then we're just gonna go out and prospect. And the main thing right now is we're looking for somebody that we can trust to just jump on this and be really consistent so we can open up to more leads. We have like a whole database of leads, people messaging us on Instagram, Facebook, reaching out, and so we need guys like you that we can just send a screenshot. Hey, it's this one's Hatcher's lead. So I shoot it over to him and then he qualifies them, books them, and eventually closes them. I mean, I'd like all you guys to be graduated to closers, but the natural progression is, I want you to succeed. Closing is going to take longer to get success with, and it's going to be way easier to close someone on an appointment with me. They've already reached out to me. They already know who I am in most cases. So you guys got any more questions on the setting portion of it?
What CRM system is it you're going to be using next?
The CRM we use?
Yep.
Go high level.
Go high level. Perfect.
Super dialed in. Yeah, we've got a really, really dialed go high level process. So I've been with them for a long time.
Thanks, Dan.
Yep.
What's like a inventory count that's usually going to be 15 plus cars a month?
Yeah, usually at least 30 plus.
Okay.
but that can vary.
Right, obviously.
The best ones for it, let me just move this up here a little bit. The best people for it, best are sub independent dealers. So indie, subprime, they work with people that do any kind of financing. Buy here, pay here. Excuse me, that means they do their own in-house financing. And then Spanish is another good one too. So yeah, these are the guys that it works best for. And so with this, I mean, you could find these kind of guys in your own neighborhood, your own local area, or maybe you already know some, and you can approach them with the same system. And if it's a straight referral, we'll just pay you a commission on the deal. Sorry guys, I'm dying. I've been back-to-back calls all day. But yeah, so if you guys have any other questions on that, we focus on a niche because we already know the niche wants the offer. So we've got the messaging perfect. We already know what to say. We know what they want. Our guarantee is competitive, and we already know that they're buying it. Like it's not like a lot of agencies, like if they're just starting out, they're like hypothesizing and they're trying to get like an appointment setter or a closer. They think people might want their shit. We know people already are buying our shit. And there's like 4 other competitors that I have that are selling almost the same thing, and they're all selling a bunch too. So with these services that we offer, I mean, there's just a lot of bread to be made. And this is just the first iteration of this, but there's other products and services that we have as well that we're going to be offering that you guys can use as well. You know, there's other industries that we want to break into. So this is where you get to come in and you don't need to have your whole own agency. You can come in here and you can actually just tap into an already proven system. I've already built the team, the service delivery, all that's dialed in. So if you want us to help you become a certified Savage closer and make your own income stream with literally no limit, then send your email in the chat so we can add you into our Slack for your training. Yeah, just send your email in the chat. Okay. And I'm going to add you guys to a Slack channel. And in that Slack channel, we're just going to meet. I don't even need to interview. For those of you guys that I haven't met yet, I'll connect with you, but I don't even need to interview you. This opportunity is just so dialed. I'm going to throw you guys 20 leads and I'm just going to trust you guys to do the right thing with them. But we will have you go through the first process of learning and then just doing a quick test to make sure you know our shit well enough. We'll just do like a role play call. You'll call me, my personal cell phone number, and you'll just act like I'm a dealership and you're trying to book me, and you'll ask me a couple of questions and you'll set me on a time. And I'll have trained you how to do this already. I have all the guides and everything are going to be dropped in the Slack channel. So if this is interesting to you guys, I'll add you in the Slack, and there's a couple more steps that we'll go over. And then I'll show you guys some more and answer some more questions. So let me see where I am here. I just kind of threw this thing together to kind of give us some guidance, but it's not polished yet. So then the cool part is the sales part. Okay, so if you're selling, you get 25% of the deal. Okay, and so if that's a monthly deal, then like if it's, let's say it's a 3K a month deal, then you're going to make 25% of 3K. Okay, so it's not 25% of profit, it's actually 25% of gross. All right, straight off the deal, whatever you sell. And if it's longer in contracts that you close, there'll be a 1 to 5% recurring on the first, at least if it's like if it's a 1-year contract, the first 90 days at least, you're going to get some recurring base for that, you know, for selling the longer contract. You brought them in and you sold them on a year. So we're going to make sure you get paid at least for the first 3 months, because after 3 months, it's my team that's retaining them, right? It's the results and everything. But at least since you got that bigger commitment, we'll make sure to take care of you on that end as well. You know, I've had guys come in here and make 5K their first month working, you know, less than 5 hours a week on this, you know, that were really savage closers that went on to do their own thing. But like, you know, there's a lot of opportunity in this. So, you know, you unlock this after you set a consistent 50 appointments. Okay. So after you make your first 5K setting appointments, then you'll unlock closing, and maybe sooner if you're a savage. Okay, if you can close people, if you know the stuff, if you've learned our stuff, you know, it doesn't take a deep amount of knowledge in order to sell this stuff. I've had people start with me in the same week, close their first deal. I had a girl close her first deal she ever pitched, like literally. And the guy, the dealership's still with me to this day. And so, I mean, this is definitely something where, you know, once it gets in front of people, we've got it so streamlined, it's super easy to do. So, um, and for this, we give you inbound appointments. So this is where you start getting inbound leads, give you inbound leads and inbound appointments. You're still going to be setting some appointments for yourself on this, and you're going to have setters that'll set for you. But because dealerships, they reschedule all the time, they're hard to get a hold of. Sometimes they won't jump on Zoom. You got to close them on the phone. Like sometimes you got to close dudes through text. We don't care how it's done. We're going to give you all the information and support that you need in order to be able to do it. So once you're at the closer level, you're able to like just get Zoom calls on you'll have 4 or 5 Zoom calls already scheduled on your calendar a day, and you'll just jump in, and we have a pitch deck that we run people through that I basically say the same shit every single time, make the same jokes, say it the same way. You know, there's a little unique other spins on it, but we just go through and we show them all the results. Videos from clients are in here, exactly how we do it. We do everything's in here, and then we go down to the pricing. And we have a couple different price points based on what their qualifications were. So if they're like, you know, if you can tell that they're a lower budget dealership, they're going to be an intro program. You guys won't need to know this on the appointment setting side. We have kind of guided answers that we give for people asking about price and stuff, but I just want to show you the scope of what this is. Like our base package is $19.97 a month, okay? And our scale package is $3K a month. And then we're going to be selling this as well. And this is something where, like, you know, there'll be a huge commission on this. You know, so this is a $54,000 yearly package, and this is for 100 car sales guaranteed. So this is for like sometimes we'll get big ass fish and they want everything, and so we have a package for them now. Most guys are going to be at these other 2 levels for sure, and there's guarantees associated. But like literally, there's dealerships that would rather do this. And once you start selling people on this, it's crazy. Like I'm in Andy Elliott's like inner circle group, and his sales team is pitching people 75K contracts and selling them every single week just because they offer them. They used to be 50K. Before that, they were 25K. Before that, they were 15. Before that, they were 5. And they've just expanded so much where their sales guys can make so much more money. And so I'll make sure that we keep expanding our delivery and our offers to be able to make sure that you guys can make some huge granola in this. And this isn't all up front. This is like 15K up front. So you would make 20% of 15K off of this, you know? So that'd be like, $3K off this, you know, at 20% and at 25%, you know, and so, yeah. And I mean, we've got results for days, you know, everything that once you learn these stories, like, you know, this client's been a client for 3.5 years. This one, 2 years, been a client. These guys, 2.5 years, they just expanded their budget. And we've literally got so much proof. And we're always adding to it. We've got everything in Google, Google Drive, like case studies and stuff. So it's really easy to show these dealerships that this works and then set the expectations and, you know, get them signed up with us. So let me see what we got here. Yeah, like I've got all these case studies for car dealerships, and it's just like, these are all stories. So this is where the study comes in. You learn the product knowledge, and it's not even that you need to learn exactly how we do what we do, as much as you just need to learn some of these stories of what we've done before, and then just say it with confidence. All of this shit is 100% real and verified. Like I can show you the back end on it. Like one thing I've been really careful about is not making my marketing, bullshit, you know? So because then you always have to remember the lie or whatever. You know, everything that's in here that you'll see, these are like real case studies from real clients that we work with. Now, do I still work with every single one of these clients? No. Did they all end up as great as they were when they got this result? No. This guy ended up, we had a big blowout, but he sold the first car that we ever generated from a lead. So like all these stories are in here for you guys to build your confidence. And you have to be ignorantly confident about this. Like you just have to be like, dude, this is the best thing for car dealerships. And when they feel that, they're gonna definitely move forward. You know, and I've got all these different results of our ads, follow up, things like that, as well as all our active client feedback. So you can just see what dealerships are saying about us. Like they're selling cars, saying how awesome it is, you know, how great the shift is. We have 5-star reviews across Google, Facebook, you know, 5-star reviews. So once you learn that, you just, you know, really retain that information, and then you can use that and sell to people like that. So we're always getting new stories. So there's a few that I'll highlight, but you can go over any of this with dealerships, and that's why we continue to drive those kind of results. So yeah, guys, I mean that's pretty much it. You know, so basically what we'll do is we'll get you into the study phase.
Ooh,
We'll make sure you know, bless you, Hatch. We'll
thanks.
we'll make sure you know all the material, the guarantee, the offer, who we're going after. The setting phase, we'll give you leads. We'll show you some leads and see if you can set them on my calendar. And then once you know, get pretty slick with that, then we'll have you start selling people, you know, in your own way. And then people will start setting for you at some point. So we'll even train you, give you access to our private sales training for our team. I'll also give you access to all Andy Elliott's trainings too, because I've got all that stuff on the back end. So if you want to build a solid income stream and take control of your life, then fill out the application, submit your email on this page, and schedule a call to be added to our Salesman Slack channel. You guys all sent your email, so I'm going to add you right now to that. Actually, let me just send a screenshot to my assistant, and she will add you guys all into that. Go. Let me just send that over so you guys get the invite. Into the internal Slack channel for sales, please. All right, so those will be sent to all of you guys. And when you work with us personally, we're going to teach you how to be a sales savage and how to prospect and set appointments. You know, I went from closing at 5 to 10% and being a scared, broke kid, like trying to like make it with this, to now closing 35, 40% dealerships that have 5 stores. You know, like savage guys, like ruthless dealerships. Like I'm only 26. They don't believe a thing that I say. But when you can come in and you can show them all the data, they're like, damn, this kid must eat, breathe, and sleep social media ads. And the thing is we grew up with social media. You know, this older generation, they got money and they don't even have an Instagram. They like these dealership pockets go real deep, and there's like a whole industry around this. You know, so you know, a lot of you guys probably don't know, but the small dealership you see on the side of the road, you know, the tiny little mom and pop dealership with 15, 20 cars, that dealership could be spending 5 to 10K a month. They guaranteed are spending 5 to 10K a month on marketing every single month. The mid-size ones, they're usually spending about 30 grand a month on their marketing. They buy radio ads, they buy billboards, they buy print ads, and all that stuff is so much more expensive than what we do and less effective. So we sell against those things, and we come in with this new innovative strategy. Everybody's online. It makes so much sense to them. It's and they don't understand it. So they're scared of getting ripped off. They've tried things before, and we just have to show them that our thing's different and better, and then they're in on it. So you know, and the big dealerships, guys, I worked with a big dealership, and they literally were spending $100,000 a month, and they weren't running a single Facebook ad. It was mostly radio they were spending it on. You know, so I'll teach you how to sell against those platforms, and then we'll give you leads and leads to set appointments with, and systems to get your own leads. So I'll teach you how to prospect your own dealership leads. You know, if you want to chase a bigger opportunity, and you want to actually bring in your own leads, you're going to be ever more valuable to the company, because if I don't have to pay for the traffic and the leads and you're getting them yourself, you're going to be like a freaking rock star, and you're going to make more, and you're going to just be a whole channel that we can't get rid of. So you're going to be a lot more valuable. And all the commission structures are negotiable at any time. I'm not Amazon. I'm not going to say this is the only as much as you get paid and that's it. Like if you're bringing me deals, like we're going to talk, So I'll teach you how to use Facebook to get your own leads, emailing, LinkedIn, how to walk into a dealership, how to meet somebody that you know and turn them into a client. And then there's other compensation structures that, I can cut you in on depending on the scope of the deal. So yeah, and all that's to give you the opportunity to become a closer and make a straight commission on every single deal with no cap, as well as have a whole fulfillment team behind you if you're doing your own thing with your agency, and you want a team to support you. So we do have limited spots available. I'm looking for in the end, like a few solid guys, and I'm going to keep letting different people at the leads, because we have like 6,000, and I'm just going to see who can, who's serious about this. A lot of people have told me that they're down before, and then, I think they get scared or something, because the dealerships it's like one of the hardest industries to get into, because they're like cutthroat, like sales savages. You're talking to somebody that probably knows more about marketing business than any of us do. And that's why once you jump on with them and you can show them that confidence and win them over, they become the best clients. But it's like, it's not easy to get into. So you got to be ready for the volume, the disappointment. But if you're on this call or you're seeing this video right now, that means there's still spots open. So you guys already sent your email. If you're watching the replay, then fill out the application on this page now. And yeah, let's sell some shit together. So Q&A, guys. What major questions do you guys have about how this works? I didn't go much into how we get results or what we do yet. That'll be more on the study side, but what questions do you guys have right off the rip?
Nate, see on the initial 20 leads that we get, if we do manage to set appointments out of those 20 leads, do we get paid right away out of those 20 leads?
Yeah, whenever you set appointments, we pay on the 1st and the 15th, so twice a month.
Yep.
We do a payment. We just excuse me. We can do direct deposit. We can do whatever. Yeah.
Excellent. So as soon as you send us the initial 20 leads, we call them, we set the appointments, and then we'll get paid for them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then you get more
fantastic.
leads. And then you
Makes
get more
sense.
leads and more leads and more leads. And then you'll start getting better leads and better leads. Like at first, today I had like, let me see. Today I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 appointments booked, and 3 of them no-showed. So like I'm just gonna give each of you like, here's a no-show, here's a no-show, here's a no-show, and give you the details. The no-shows are gonna rebook, and so if you get somebody to reschedule and they show, that's super, high prospect for us. But if I already missed them on my calendar, if they haven't already rescheduled, then I'd rather give them to you guys to reschedule them. And I end up paying double on that because I did just generate them from an ad, but it's worth it because we're getting so much volume. So if that makes sense. So yeah, man. And some of the leads will be older than that too. Some of them will just be like they clicked on something. But I'll make sure to tell you where these leads are coming from and what this list looks like, and everything like that once we get to that stage.
Thanks, Nate.
Yeah, so you guys should have all got an invite into the Slack. Has that been sent yet? Let me see. I'll see if it's been sent yet.
Your call has been forwarded.
She's on D&D. Has that been sent yet?
Dungeons and Dragons?
Nice. Yeah, she's adding you guys to it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be like the Shift Social. Yeah, another thing that I was going to show you guys if we had time, which looks like we got a couple minutes here. You know, one thing about this that we've done is we've really made our system to where we can get super great results for a couple of reasons specifically. Um, One thing is we generate high quality leads with paid ads. We have a whole mechanism for making the leads higher quality. All dealerships, leads is a broad term. And what we've done is we've managed to make it so our leads are people that fill in like 18 different questions. They've booked an appointment, they've verified their email, like they're legit. We utilize Go high level automations and integrate clients really well and provide them a lot of software and tech and things that they don't have. It's very innovative. We've managed to become the go-to authority in our niche by sharing the results we get. Our ads are driving like today. I got 4 new scheduled appointments for my ads today, just this morning. And then we've positioned our agency as a growth partner. So we're coming in and we're like a consulting / agency, where we really provide a high level service. And the feedback loop of success for our agency to achieve equilibrium has been that we get a referral basically we get a new client, we get them good results, we build a case study out of that, we get a video testimonial from them, and then they give us a referral. If we're doing that consistently, we know we're delivering and we can scale this thing because what works for a client in Georgia also works for a client in New York, Texas. There's 30,000 different dealerships out there, and we just have to go and sell while this thing's hot. Yeah, exactly, Matthias. It's not a cold offer because they already came from ads. Most of the leads, all the leads that I'm going to be sending you guys are all leads that at some point have clicked on my ad. They've requested information on generating, more leads for their dealership, stuff like that. Yeah, which makes it a lot easier to close, because you already know the leads are qualified.
All right, I guess I got a couple questions.
Sure.
If we set an appointment, but they have multiple dealerships, does that count as one, or does that count for every dealership that they sign up?
It'll probably lead to multiple sets. So, because they'll have like the GM at other locations. So anytime you grab, anytime that there's a bigger fish that's reeled in, there's more meat on the plate, you're gonna get more from that, in some way, shape, or form. Like, I don't have anything is structured for that, but when that happens, I'll make sure to take care of it because
Okay.
that we do prioritize big opportunities like that. So.
All right, and then who do you want us setting an appointment with? Like,
Yeah,
because I
good.
mean, we've talked to people that maybe they're the digital sales manager at the dealership, but they can't necessarily make that decision.
Yeah.
Who do you want us setting the appointment with?
Yeah, that's a great question. So in the appointment setting process, you're going to be looking to ask whoever's on the hook. Generally, it'll be a general manager, sales manager, who initially you're talking to, sometimes an owner, and you're just going to ask them like, "Hey, so, super awesome. Really glad that you're looking to, increase your leads with social media advertising and get going on this. Just curious, what's the decision-making process generally look like down there?"
Okay.
And they'll just tell you like, "Oh, I got a partner or I got whatever." And then you'll try to do is you'll try to get everybody's email and send them all a link for the same invite, but it might
Okay.
lead to me having to do multiple calls to close them is all, which is
Okay.
fine, you know. Sometimes you got to get on the call with the GM and then the GM says it's cool and so then you got to get on the call with the owner and say all the same shit.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Dion saying too, Matthias, like you can also do outbound to cold leads and you'll make a higher commission on each appointment set. And like there's other benefits too. Like I might just start paying you to keep doing that if it's bringing us more leads that's not from Facebook and Instagram ads.
Perfect. And you only focus on dealerships in the US, right?
Yes, sir. At this point, yes. But we're open to expanding into other countries as well if we can have someone to run them.
Perfect. Yeah, it's really interesting because I'm from Chile. I'm living here at the moment, and I think no one does that here, like marketing for dealerships. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah, yeah, man. And there's other opportunities too. Like, it's kind of the first step is to jump into a proven offer, but we've been going back and forth on the idea of kind of franchising what we've got. And so you could license it out and basically go and become the Chilean Shift Social for car dealerships in Chile, or you could just test it out with some dealerships and we could do a trial run for them and see what kind of results we could deliver. I've got a guy in Puerto Rico that wants to work together, and we also do ads completely in Spanish too. Like my girlfriend, she's from Peru. We've got a lot of people on our team from Central America, South America. So, they help translate everything. So it's good translation. It's not Google Translate. And we can take on a dealership that doesn't even speak English. We've done it before in Miami.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, and running ads for dealerships in the United States that work with mainly Spanish customers, running ads in the United States in Spanish is a super untapped opportunity that we can really take advantage of. A lot of these dealerships, they want to get more Spanish leads. They work with Hispanic customers, Latinos, and they don't know how to get them. And that's where we come in and we just run the whole ads in Spanish. People's phones are set to Spanish. So it's really easy for Facebook to target those people. And then once they do, it's like, it's a win-win for everybody. So yeah, and that's the thing too. There's like a lot of variable spin-off opportunity with this. And that's why like it was hard for me to know how people could jump on and help because there's so many different things. And that's why we created this like three-step system. It's like learn a little bit about what we do, set some appointments, get a comfortable feel. And then once we're there, I mean, you know, it might unravel into something bigger than just even closing deals. It could be partnership opportunities too. So, this is just a vessel, a tool that all of us can tap into, but there's no reason that anybody should be beating us in competition. I know what all my competitors are doing. We offer a superior product and delivery, and my team's really, really good. So we just got to get it out there.
So you have lead funnels set up for Spanish speaking customers that would want to buy a car.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it works really well. And automations and go high level, funnels, all that.
That's legit.
Spanish account manager, everything. So, yeah. Yeah, and every dealership's got their different thing, but ultimately, we're looking for the mid-sized dealerships that sell like 50 to 100 cars a month. Those are kind of the bread and butter. Those guys they'll do a $3,000 a month retainer and put another 2K into ads easily. And the discovery call process is fairly simple too. You just basically any dealership, so if I was to call an aged lead, I'd call them and I'd just basically be like, hey man, this is Nate. At some point you reached out to us. We were talking about helping increase and grow your car sales. Just wanted to get you that information that you had requested. Is now a good time to chat? You'll say like, yeah, it's a good time, or no, call me back later. Cool, man. Awesome. Glad to connect with you. So, here's the thing. I don't want to take too much of your time, but what we do is we help dealerships to increase their car sales. Our system's very custom. We don't work with everyone. So I want to understand a little bit more about you and make sure it's a good fit. Roughly how many car sales are you guys pushing a month right now? Oh, we're doing 50. Awesome, man. 50? That's great. And how long have you guys been at 50? Oh, we've been there like the last like 6 months. Nice. And are you happy with that? No, we want to get to 60, 65. We need to be at 70. Okay, perfect. So like what's the plan to get to 70? We want to double down on our social media advertising. We want to, cut some of these things. We need to hire new people, whatever. Perfect. So you want to hire some new people, double down on your social media advertising to get an extra 15 car sales a month. Yeah, that's right. 15 car sales a month. Like I see most dealerships, they make about $3,000 per car sale. Is that like roughly what you guys see too? Yeah, we see that as well. So an extra 15 car sales a month. I mean, that's easily, what, 50 grand worth of extra gross profit for you per month? Yeah, 100%. Nice. Well, would you be willing to invest like, $3,000 to $5,000 a month in order to get an extra 50K a month into your dealership if it was really working? Yeah, of course we would. Okay, excellent. Because yeah, our system, it's a full stack system, and it really works best for those that want to invest. And it's not like month one you're going to instantly sell 15 cars. Month one you might sell an extra 5 cars, then an extra 7, then an extra 10, then an extra 12, then 15, down the line. But that's ultimately going to bring you an extra 50K per month. What would that be worth to you? Everything, right? Well, I don't need everything. I just need you to get on a call with Nate. He's our CEO. He's a savage with this stuff. He's been doing this the last 5 years. He's helped sell thousands and thousands of cars. We work with a bunch of different dealerships, and this system's working out super well. We're also teamed up with Andy Elliott, so you guys get a lot of access to his trainings and stuff like that. What works best for you? Is it morning or night? Or morning or afternoon? Afternoon. Perfect. I got 2 p.m. EST is. What time zone are you in? All right, perfect. You set the appointment. Once you set the appointment in the system, then you can just tell them, yeah, and we've sent you over an example of the ads we do, a little bit about our program, more about our program, and some homework for you to review in the video from Nate before you get on your call on Tuesday at 2 p.m. EST. So just check your email for that, and then he'll jump on there as well. So, and is there anybody else? What's the decision-making process look like down there? Okay, so you do have a partner? Okay, what's your partner's email? Let me just send them the confirmation as well in case they can sit in on this meeting. That way you guys can be put in the best possible position to make the best possible decision for your dealership moving forward. Is that fair? Yeah, okay, perfect. What's his email? Da, 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 da. Okay, cool. I just sent that over to Toby. Tell him we're super excited and we'll talk to you guys then. And by the way, Nate's going to run a whole audit on your ads, on your marketing. We're going to check out your website. We're going to make sure all that's up to date. So even if you don't want to move forward on our offer or product, we're still going to make sure that we give you value. And we talk to hundreds of dealerships a week, so we know the best stuff that works. So we're going to make sure that that's worth it to you. If the call, for whatever reason, isn't valuable for you in any way, and you're like, dude, this Nate guy, he just wasted my time, you just let us know, and no questions asked. We'll send you $100 for your wasted time. Okay, we're not here to waste your time. We know that this is really good. So if you feel like the call is a waste of time, just let us know. No questions asked. We'll PayPal you $100 that day. That's our guarantee. This isn't going to be a waste of your time. Just make sure you show though, because we don't really do reschedules. Our calendar's super tight. We put a lot of resources into making sure that we can get you on the call. So make sure you're there. And then the morning of the appointment, we're all automatically sending them stuff. But if you don't see them confirmed, then you, as the setter that gets paid based off if they show, you're just going to give them a call that morning. Hey, Toby, I see that you guys are set up with Nate today. We had spoke the other week. Is it still going to work for you guys? Okay, perfect. Just make sure you got your notepad. Make sure you got a pencil and dive into there. It's best if you can jump on your computer, but if you can only use your phone, that's totally fine. It's going to be a Zoom call. Okay, perfect. Boom. They show up with me. You track it in the spreadsheet as a show from you, and then you get paid on that deal. These leads are hot. Like if in an hour, I can probably make maybe 30 calls, and out of those, I'll get in touch with at least 10 people. Like these are like not super cold leads. Some of them will be colder than others, but like ultimately, these are pretty warm, like decision makers and stuff like that. So you guys, that's the opportunity. I got you in the Slack channel. I'm going to send you over the next steps as far as just reviewing the material. Basically, what I just went over is like fully sufficient. If you can run somebody through that with confidence and just be professional, they're going to go through the next step with me, and then I'll worry about all the technical shit, So, you guys have any last minute questions before we get out of here? I want to be respectful of all your time, and I appreciate you guys jumping on as well.
Nate, I've got an issue with signing into the Slack channel. It comes up with this message. It says unable to accept Slack Connect invitations.
Yeah. Okay. Hey Camilla, it's not a Slack Connect. It's add them to this workspace. Yeah, we'll resend that one.
Nice one.
It looks like Dion. It looks like you got in because Dion already had a Slack, so his was a Slack Connect. That's what it is if they already have a Slack account. If they're new to Slack, then it's gonna be invite them directly into our channel. So we got that. But yeah, guys, anybody else have any questions about this? Does this seem fair to you guys? Seem exciting?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pumped.
super excited to get started. I think it, for you guys, I don't know how many of you how many of you have known Nate for a while?
Me.
So Hatch. So Danny and Matthias, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Nate's, definitely an A player in this game. Like the stuff that he has set up for success, for you guys to be successful is huge. Like, I can tell you that, other people who are in like a similar space aren't doing as much as he is. So like with those leads, you do have to, you're gonna mention that this is Nate Tilley stuff, because they're gonna recognize the name Nate Tilley. So especially when it comes to like setting these appointments, you're gonna have to let them know, like, you have to take yourself out of like you have to take like the ego out of the cell, and just like, you're gonna have to hype Nate up. But I encourage you to do it. And then, the day before, an hour before, like, follow up to getting these appointments to set is key. So, once you're doing this follow up, how I look at it, like if it's 3 days out, I'm going to follow up every 24 hours at least. If it's 1 day out, you're going to follow up that night. And then an hour before that appointment, you're going to follow up again. So, that's where all the money is in the follow up, so just making sure that they're going to show. And if they're not going to show, making sure you can reschedule them at a convenient time. And the thing is, also is just like to not look too desperate either for the sale. And I know I'm rambling on here, but, just like don't look too desperate either. Like they're on your time. You got to remember the customer's on your time. So it's not at their next available time. If you do have to reschedule, then that's when you come in and say, okay, well, I have a 4 p.m. Central and a 6 p.m. Central for tomorrow. Which one works better for you? Your calendar's not open. It is, but they say, like usually people rebuttal at that point and they'll say, can't do either of those times, but I can do 5. Then, okay, let me check my schedule. And then you go through your schedule because it's long. You know what? Yeah, we can squeeze you in at 3, or Nate can squeeze you in at 3. So like that's all part of the process. It's all part of, like coming off as the professional. I can't tell you like how many times, especially when I was selling cars, it was like all of my appointments that I hard set on a calendar for myself showed, and the ones where I let the customer decide when they want to come in didn't show. You're a doctor. That's how you got to look at it, is you're the doctor. Like a doctor's not going to tell you, all right, when's it going to be convenient for you to come in, Hatcher? Right? They're not going to say that. They're going to be more of, hey, Hatch, your next appointment is going to be at 2:15 on Wednesday. And then you're like, okay, or that doesn't work. All right, let me check the schedule. All right, now you're a month out, Hatch. Like that's how
Right.
doctors operate. And you need to think about it that same way, like operate like a doctor. And I'm not saying like, be completely like not flexible about it, but at the same time, you have to be dialed in to where like your calendar, Nate's calendar just isn't open for whenever the heck they want to schedule. You have to, go in there and say like, hey, this is when he's available. And then they say, okay, and then they agree to the time, get them to commit. Not like whenever is best for you, whenever is best for me is when you're scheduling, if that makes sense. I'm sorry about the long rant about that, but I feel like, first starting out in appointment setting, that can be something that's a common misconception. That can be something that can be something that'll prevent you from setting appointments if you don't understand that piece of it. And like Nate, of course, if you have like a different perspective of that, you can go ahead and chime
I
in, but
agree.
that's
I agree
what
100%.
I found.
No, I agree 100%, man. That's right. And you have to always build up the program. And it's best as an appointment setter if when a dealership tries to grill you, because they will, it's best if you just admit that you don't really know that much about it. Like, honestly, man, I don't even know how it works with the AI and the algorithm, all the technical shit. All I know is that this dealership, I just got the report back from my team. Where's my piece of paper? I just got this back. 217 car sales in the last 2 years, okay, for an average of $200 cost per car sold. Okay, so we just got that back from the team. That's what I know. I know the results we deliver. I know the case studies are on the website, and I know this thing crushes. And so I'm just looking for good fits to go to the next step of the process. But we are only accepting one dealership per market. So if you guys aren't interested, then I'll call the guy down the road. No harm, no foul. Just let me know. They're going to be so triggered, and they're also going to be so like, they're not going to be able to hit you anymore, because they're going to be now, a lot of times they become a little softened and start trying to teach you. Oh, well, in this business, you got to do this and this. We've seen this. And because if you just tell them you don't know, but this is your role, you're jumping into this opportunity, you know a lot about social media, you're learning the industry with car dealers, but you know the product's good, then they're going to like that a lot more than somebody that tries to BS through it, and act like they know when they don't. So I
Yeah,
agree.
definitely don't do that. Just be excited. And I mean, I've known Nate since you were literally getting started out. So I know it works because I know the chair you're sitting in today. Definitely didn't have, the microphone and cool neons in the background and stuff. You were still in Colorado or in Dakota when I first
Yeah,
met you.
exactly.
So obviously it works. So I can get on there and be like, I can literally just say, I don't know how it works, but I know it does because I've seen the journey of him getting to where he is. And if you're excited, you're not going to come across as like, oh, I've got to make this sale. Like you're excited because you've got good news. I mean, it's like if you found Jesus, you want to tell everybody you found Jesus. You don't know how it works. You just know that you found something good and you want to share it with other people. So if you have that excited attitude, like it's contagious and like they're going to believe in that, even to give you a shot. Like, hey, just hop on a call. Like, what's it going to hurt you? Like, you're already not selling those 15 cars, but what if you were?
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to kill you.
And
So,
there's a lot of dope dealership owners too. Like, there's a perception that they're a bunch of crooks, but actually there's a lot of like super dope, like hard knock business owners that like grinded their way up. Like they were us in their day, jumping into car sales, starting their dealership. That was like taking advantage of the online opportunity back then. And so you'll find that there's like some really cool guys, and those are the ones we connect with. If they got a bunch of shitty reviews and everything like that, we don't really like to work with people that are like that, because usually they just end up, funneling out anyways, or they do a chargeback, or they steal my stuff. Like I've had people do stuff like that. Try to find the cool guys that are like young, like into tech, and you'll start to connect with them. And I attract them through my ads because I do a lot of video. So I mean, you'll see that it's like, oh man, this guy's actually cool to talk to, and I'm looking forward to getting him these results. So seems like a lot of people are doing what we do, but they just don't get the same results we get, and that's where the biggest thing is. So yeah, I'm excited for all you guys. Slack invite should be sent, and then I will update the calendar and also the instructions so that we can continue to meet and prospect, and then get you guys all set up in the system. So I'll send you a Loom video that goes over getting into the system, getting your leads, and then kind of like a guide, just a quick pitch guide. And the best way I truly believe is through just experience. So I think getting you guys in there, the sooner the better, and seeing what you can do. So just let me know any questions. You can reach out to me, either DM me or in Slack, or drop it in the channel for everybody else. And yeah, we can chat more on that. Super stoked, guys.
Thanks very
Yes,
much.
sir.
Mate.
Appreciate the call today.
Yeah, thank you guys for jumping on.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Cheers. Speak soon.
Yep, talk to you guys soon. Let's kill it.